Hot diggity dog! Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers! Tiki here.
Joker's wild.
And welcome to part 2 of the great Walt Disney World Attractions Ranking Podcast. I believe it's just the great WDW Ranking Podcast for short. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. So, folks, I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I totally forgot to make a thumbnail for this evening. So, yeah, you're going to stare at me and you're going to stare at the pulsating circle that is my co-host.
That's me.
And we're going to have a good time. All right.
Yeah.
So, we just went through the weird kind of like, I don't know, honestly, Jokers, I kind of feel like that last list we should... Ooh, like I kind of feel like weird about even including it just because of the factor of you know, not having done some of them, but whatever, we'll move past it.
Yeah, it's okay. You had 65. Like, I had some honorable mentions, but it's okay.
The way I see it, though, this is kind of the start of the official list.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree with that.
All right, so with that in mind, you know what? You went first last time, so I am going to go first this time.
Did we want to do housekeeping first, or...
Do we have house? Oh, yeah.
Just a few small things.
Keep track of it, sure.
Yeah, I think so. We made a few small mistakes. So we forgot... What did we forget? We forgot...
Frozen Ever After was the big one.
Yeah, that was... We forgot... Oh, we miscounted. So that's why Beauty and the Beast is in the list, but since Tiki already ranked it, we're keeping it in the list. And we got rid of One Man's Dream. Because of that. Then we forgot Frozen Ever After. Oops. So because of that, we cut Indiana Jones because neither of us have talked about Indiana Jones yet, and that was one of the attractions that we were kind of on the fence about.
Yeah. And honestly, I put One Man's Dream for me personally, just because of the bias of, like, you know, having worked at the Walt Disney Family Museum for a couple years, and that is like a permanent fixture and a lot more elaborate than One Man's Dream is. I feel like there's probably a bias against it for me personally. So
that's fair. I had a pretty low...
I mean, it's nice. It's nice. It's still Walt Disney Family Museum, but it's nice.
It used to be a lot nicer.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah. But anyway, now we can get on into it.
Okay. All right. So number 60, Jokers. I actually am going to take the approach you did, where I believe this is technically, I want to say, the only attraction that I have never actually done, so therefore it is going to be at the bottom of my list. It's not even offensively bad. It's just like, even if I did do it, it'd probably rank right here, and I really have nothing to say about it. It's just literally been closed every time I've been to the Magic Kingdom. It's the Liberty Square Riverboat, everybody.
It's been closed every time?
Every time.
Jeez,
every damn time.
Me and the train at Disneyland.
I know, right? I was thinking that. It's like the exact same thing. If this was a Disneyland ranking, I guarantee you the Mark Twain would not be like in the bottom 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Like it probably wouldn't be in the top 10 either, but it would, you know, it'd be a respectable middle of the pack at least. But yeah, I mean, not only is the Mark Twain way more historic and beautiful, I think, than the Liberty Square Riverboat just aesthetically. I mean, the Liberty Square Riverboat isn't bad looking, but the Mark Twain just has such a classic, iconic, you know, look to it. I also think just the actual Rivers of America itself, like Disneyland, is just top tier with the rock work and how the rock work blends into Big Thunder and everything. The train trestle. So any way you can see the Rivers of America from Disneyland is great. This is just, you know, it's a pleasant little cruise around the riverbanks. There's not really a lot to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like one little step up from a transportation ride.
It has some things above Disneyland.
Does it really?
A few very small things, like the Pirate Cave that I don't think is in Disneyland. Things like that, but that's more nostalgia for me. But yeah.
So in case it's not including Frozen Ever After is an easy mistake since it's just a dud.
Yeah, I don't know how we missed it because we absolutely like 1,000% talked about it multiple times and then somehow just left it off.
I actually have some, Evan, I don't know if you remember my school bread story.
Maybe.
I have some very positive experiences associated with the bakery in Norway.
It's a great bakery.
Yeah. So because of that, I have a slight bias for Frozen just because some of my favorite Walt Disney World memories are from there. But
I mean, I feel like it's grown on both of us as time has gone on.
I think so. I think so. Yeah. But we'll get there.
As much
We'll
as I
cross
miss
that bridge.
Maelstrom, yes, we will talk about it eventually.
I feel like Dinosaur is going to be the big one between the two of us.
I don't know. We'll have to find out.
I feel like that's going to be the big sticking point. I feel like you're going to have it way lower than I do.
I don't know. We'll have to find out.
That's going to be the dividing line, man. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it to come up. All right.
Okay.
Oh, you thought we were talking about the Hollywood Studios sing-along show. Oh, no, we're not even including that.
No, we're not doing
on
that.
The list.
I don't even remember what that's called. Is it just Frozen Sing-Along or something?
I literally think it's called for the first time in forever a Frozen sing-along
You're
celebration.
Right. Yes, I've never done that.
I hate myself for knowing that word for word, but I do.
I've never done that because I do the good rides.
You know what? I actually had some fun with it.
I'm sure I've heard good things. It's just
just the banter is there. The banter is on point. Anyways,
yeah.
I mean, by all means, it's not even good enough to consider for these rankings. But
we're all still mourning the loss of American Idol, the experience. So.
I genuinely do kind of misplay it, though.
Yeah, I always wanted to do it, but I never did.
That was literally the first thing that my grandparents took me to on my formative trip to Disneyland.
Really?
Not the Tiki Room. That was the first thing we did at Disneyland itself, but we went into California Adventure and did Play It and Muppet Vision first.
Oh my god. That's Play It is where Toy Story Mania is now.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
It was in like that weird back corner. Anyway, we have 60 rides we have to get through today.
Well, not tonight.
No, I know.
You want to do it all in one go?
I got all day. It's Sunday morning.
I literally could, honestly.
Anyway.
Okay, what is your number 60?
Yeah, my number 60. This is my last filler. Just because somebody added it to their list already. So I have Beauty and the Beast. I don't really have anything to say about it.
It sucks.
It's
pretty awful.
I don't think I've seen it since the turn of the century.
Oh God. Also, excuse me, folks, while I'm like adjusting my camera. I'm not used to being on camera. It's
okay.
But anyways.
You're doing great. Yeah, I don't really have any I don't really have much to say about it. I just had to add it because
you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go off camera.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're back.
Boop. All right.
There we go.
Hey, okay. We have the caveman talking.
We did it. Wow.
You know, I bought socks of the caveman on the gondola.
Oh my god, really?
I'll show them to you after we sign off.
Please do. Yeah, I have like nothing to say about this. I haven't ridden it in a very, 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 very long time. It's only ranked because by the time we realized that we had miscounted. You had already ranked Beauty and the Beast, and Beauty and the Beast was our like filler. Like that was our 65 because we forgot about something.
Yeah.
So I had to rank it too. So there it is at 60.
Consider it. All right.
Consider it 65.
Okay. So number 59 for me. What is it? It is. Okay, Evan. Here's the deal with some of these. Some of these are placed. This whole thing is a combination of attractions that make me physically uncomfortable to just simply be around and exist in.
Okay.
And also attractions that I think are just kind of wastes of space, more or less. Yeah. This one is by far the former. And it is like it is probably the only Walt Disney World attraction that I have walked out of and I refuse to go back into because I am not going to be that guy.
Which is too scary.
I think the concept of that guy is just like a ridiculous invasion of privacy, honestly. It's almost dystopian. It's the Monsters Inc Laflore. I hate it. Thanks, I hate it.
It's almost dystopian.
I don't like the idea of like picking on random people in the audience. I really don't like that idea.
So I'm just gonna say this, and this isn't to fight your ranking because I don't necessarily disagree with your ranking.
Okay.
But you do realize that you can sit in specific seats that don't involve you, right?
No, I did not realize that.
Yeah. So,
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Frankly, I just don't find anything about this attraction to be funny or memorable. It's
Oh no, that's totally fair. It's very hit or miss.
Yeah, it's all screen based. It's all very, very much dad jokes, and I imagine there's nothing that could actually get past the censors that would be anything other than a dad joke.
Well, I don't think so.
Right. So I don't know, man. To me, it's like just a head scratcher of why it's there. It's almost kind of like it's like just a slight step up from the Lightning McQueen Racing Academy for me.
Yeah, I think it was more
only just because it actually feels like a permanent attraction inside.
Yeah, I think it was more meant to be like a proof of concept for the puppet technology.
Which is cool. I just feel like that technology could work better for, like, I don't know, a game show or something like that.
No, that's fair. But just so you know, and just so everyone knows, if you want to get out of the heat and you don't want to involve yourself in the jokes and general nonsense of Monsters Inc Laflore, you just don't sit at a bench that has a lamp in front of it. And then they will not bother you one bit.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
All right. What is your number 59?
My number 59 is the magic carpets of Aladdin.
Ooh, all right. All right. That was already on my list a little while ago. It's just a total bottleneck.
Yeah. The only reason I have it ahead of a few rides, like Triceratop Spin and Tomorrowland Speedway, is because I really like the actual theming of it. Like, it's a pretty ride. I just hate the placement. It's better looking in Tokyo and I think Paris. But still, like, the area around it is nice. I like the new Agrabah, well, quote-unquote new Agrabah section that they put up around it. It's just the placemaking is god-awful.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that's what kind of kills it for me. But as far as, like, spinners go, it's not a bad one.
Yeah. It frustrates me because, I mean, obviously I still think it'd be on both of our bottom 10s, but I still think that if the placemaking was better, it would at the very least be like a nice, non-intrusive thing to pad out Adventureland and make Adventureland just a little bit nicer.
And that's exactly how Tokyo uses it.
To Adventureland.
Yeah. That's exactly how Tokyo uses it. And it's really good. It's like in a corner.
I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah. It's very nice looking. It's a lot much grander than the US. Yeah.
Okay, number 58 for me. This is interesting. It's an attraction that I used to really defend and like from a thrill seeker point of view, but honestly, as time's gone on and I've gotten into my 30s, I have no desire to do it. It's way too intense. It's way too claustrophobic. The age of COVID has done it no favors. It's fucking Mission Space.
Yeah.
Honestly, with everything they're doing to Future World right now, got the damn thing. I think it's time.
Please put it out of its misery.
Seriously. And like I said, I used to, like, the first couple times I went to Walt Disney World, I did genuinely quite enjoy this. I found it to be quite thrilling from just a pure adrenaline rush point of view.
Yeah.
I've actually never done the lighter version. I've only ever done the more intense version.
I've only done the green version.
Oh, that's funny.
And you're not
I think the problem with it nowadays is just the fact that it's way too claustrophobic. Just the ride system itself. Yeah, I mean, I like, I'm down for a super intense flat ride, but that's really all it is, and it takes up a ton of space.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a very, very troublesome attraction that I don't know. It's kind of like a sunk cost fallacy of, like, they already sunk so much money into making it to begin with, but they really do just need to just eat the, take a bath with the cost, because there could be so much better things done with that space now. All right.
Yeah. I'll get into my thoughts when we get to it.
Okay.
Yeah. So my 58 is Prince Charming's Regal Carousel.
Okay, that's
I
not.
don't-
I have that pretty close up too. So
Yeah, I just think it's boring. There's obviously much better attractions in the park. It's a carousel. It's a nice carousel. It's fine. But it's obvious there's so many more better attractions.
I hear you. I hear you.
So I don't really know what else to say about the carousel.
All right, so Jokers, my next attraction
Yeah.
is going to be Triceratop Spin at number 57.
Okay.
And I honestly don't know what else to say about this that hasn't already been said. The only reason why it's up this high is honestly because it does not make me physically uncomfortable. Like, and I have done it. It is, I think it's inoffensive, for lack of a better word. Like, it shouldn't necessarily exist, but for what it is, it's in a spot in the park where it's not really taking up that much room. Like, honestly, if you got rid of it, there really wouldn't be all that much you could replace it with. If anything else, I'd probably like to see a reskin of it to make it look a little bit more, ornate. I don't know exactly what you could do with it, but it just kind of looks very cheap and like a carnival ride, which I know is the point. Yes.
Yeah, that's the point of it, but I don't know, it just does nothing,
Right. So I don't know. It's pointless, but like I said, it's kind of like the definition of inoffensive as far as I'm concerned. So
yeah. Yeah.
All right. 57 for you.
Yeah, my 57. This might be a hot take. I don't really know. Dumbo the Flying Elephant.
Ooh. I don't know. That's a little bit of a hot take.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a flat ride person, so I think that's
No, I hear you. Dumbo is just kind of, it's iconic.
Oh, absolutely, and I think that's why it's a hot take. Like, I recognize its icon status.
I think the Disneyland version is slightly better than the Walt Disney World version. I don't know.
I disagree.
Well, it's tricky. I think both have their merits. I think I enjoy the placement of the Disneyland version, how it's right up against the Casey Jr. Circus train and the hedges and the organ and stuff like that, and the fountains.
I mean, I like the area they built around Dumbo and Disney World. I like the water elements of Disney Worlds. I like the design of Disney Worlds over Disneyland's. But at the end of the day, it's
twice the capacity at Disney World.
Yes, yeah. But at the end of the day, it's just a spinner. Like, I don't know. A lot of it is.
I guess with Disneyland just has a lot. Like, you wouldn't rank the Disneyland version of Dumbo this low, would you?
I don't know. I'd have to.
You probably would, honestly.
Honestly, I'm not a flat ride person. So
yeah. I have so many fond memories of the Dumbo at Disneyland.
I honestly don't have fond memories of Dumbo, and I know I wrote it.
I have fond memories of Dumbo as an adult.
The only fond memory I have of Dumbo is one of the only times I wrote it as an adult during the last 24-hour event that they did. It was like 2 a.m. No one was there. It was really cool. But I don't know. It's just not my jam.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
All right. Theme Park Priest says, "Hey, I'm on a drive. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. How you doing, man? Happy to have you for the time being, forever long could say, assuming that's not long. Anyways, okay. So yeah, we are on number 56, just plugging along.
Yeah, we're doing it.
And I'm gonna go ahead and throw this to Prince Charming's Regal Carousel as well.
Yeah, it's very.
I don't have a lot to say about it. I honestly I'm beginning to grow an appreciation for carousels. Just honestly, just as an art form, I'm starting to become a little carousel nerd in my old age.
I definitely agree. Carousels are great. I love the calliope that they use for in Disney World. But at the end of the day, there's much better attractions when we're doing a ranking for all of them.
I hear you. I'm just saying, as far as my personal rankings go, this does not make me physically uncomfortable. It's in a it's in a perfectly good spot in the park. That isn't.
It's a very comforting
attraction. It's very nice. It's a classic opening day attraction.
Yeah.
So, it's not going to rank much higher than this, but, I think it's pretty fair placement-wise.
Yeah.
All right, just chugging along.
My 56. Ooh. One of the last flat rides I have yet to talk about. Aster Orbiter.
Okay. I think that's really fair that Dumbo and Aster Orbiter are right next to each other. Aster Orbiter slightly higher. That's fair.
They're the same ride, but I like the elevator. I like I feel like the elevation adds to it.
Sure.
It's the only spinner that I'll actively ride because of that, because I like the views it gives you.
No, that makes sense, definitely.
And it's a fun experience. It's a good ride. It's unique, especially now because they don't have none of the other Aster Orbiters are elevated anymore.
I keep waiting for the Disneyland one to be elevated again, if anything else, just because the Aster Orbiter is a huge bottleneck where it is now. But
I know, I hate where it is.
We have nice things. D23, Evan, I want two things. I want the Disneyland People Mover, and I want
the Aster Orbiter.
Yeah, those are the two things. And honestly, I feel like the past 3 D23s, I feel like the Aster Orbiter thing has been like a very small ask that I have just not gotten. I
don't see them doing it personally.
They took out the French fry rocks, and that was a start.
Oh, I forgot they had those. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways. Oh, good old French fry rocks. Okay.
Yeah, what's your 55?
My 55 is going to be the Tomorrowland Speedway.
Wow.
And it honestly shouldn't be this high. It really shouldn't
be. No.
I agree. I agree, honestly.
But it's okay.
I'm just gonna defer to the fact that I got some really good views of Tron.
That's fair.
Pregnant pause, because that's honestly about it. Look, I think it is in a less offensive spot of the park than Autopia is, if that makes any sort of sense at all.
Really?
A little bit, just because Autopia is like just this massive, like Autopia, if you look at the aerial views, it takes up like a solid like 1/6 of the entire park.
Oh no, it's huge. But I like how tucked away it is, where the Tomorrowland Speedway is just in the center of everything.
It is. Yeah, I don't know. I probably shouldn't have this ranked this high.
It's okay. You like what you like, and if you have bad opinions, you have bad opinions.
Like I said, I like it more as like a little bit of an observation type ride.
That's totally fair.
It does give you a little bit of an overview of Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not great though.
It's whatever.
Retheme it to a Sugar Rush ride. Has perfect fantasy and tomorrow transitions.
That's what people keep talking about. I don't know.
I mean,
it's not a bad idea.
Honestly, anything to help ease that transition from Fantasyland to Tomorrowland, just in general, because that's probably the worst thing about this attraction.
Yeah.
All right, what's your number 55?
My number 55 is Monsters Inc Laflore.
Ooh, okay.
Or MILF, as we will refer to it from now on.
Okay, that's funny, because my next one also has a funny acronym.
Really? Yeah, we talked about it. I like it more than Tiki, but I still don't really like it. Like, it's fine. It's inoffensive. I appreciate the technology around it.
I mean, I would not consider Turtle Talk with Crush to be its own standalone attraction at this point.
No.
And because of that, I feel like this is like maybe like a half a step above Turtle Talk with Crush.
Yeah. Because it's more of a show, I feel.
It is more of a show, but it's using the same basic kind of like, ooh, come in and you never know what's going to happen. You never know what crazy audience interactions are going to take place.
Sort of. I think they have like sets. But I get what you're saying. But I don't know. It's inoffensive. Like it gets you out of the heat for 11 minutes. It's fine. I don't really know what else to say.
Folks, I promise you that the next ones, the next parts of this podcast are going to be more lively.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's just
we
weird
were actually
here.
talking about this earlier, like before we went on, where it's like, okay, like we're not really gonna have a lot to say about these, are we?
It will start picking up. It'll start picking up soon because I'm almost done with my flat rides, and we're starting to get into like the actual meat and potatoes, as they say. So it's coming.
All right. So my number 54, right? We're on 54.
Yeah, 54.
Right? Okay. My number 54 is ass.
Oh my god! You gotta.
It's alien swirling saucers.
Yeah.
Ass. I do like a couple of things about this. I like the fact that it does pad out the ride. It's not in any sort of offensive location at all. It's right off to the side of Slinky Dog. My favorite part of it is the Buzz Lightyear ship, like the big box that's supposed to be like the box that he comes in. Like that's super cool. I love the fact that there's an Astro Blaster in the queue. Like so there are, honestly, this is probably the first one where for me, there is some level of enjoyment to be had with this thing. It's not great. It is just a very standard flat ride. It's a very standard spinny ride. Honestly, I would definitely, comparing the two of them, I would definitely prefer Mater over this, just because I really like the songs in Mater's Junkyard Jamboree, and I slightly prefer the setting.
That's fair.
But this is fun though. It's just a nice, fun ride. It's not worth anything more than like a 20-minute wait at the absolute most, and it's never less than a 20-minute wait.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like if you can, like if you're rope dropping Slinky and it's right there, I don't know, like that's the only thing I hate about Walt Disney World and their crowd control situation right now. Well, I hate a lot of things about it, but one of the big things I hate about it is the fact that like seemingly filler type rides like this are even a pain in the ass to get on.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, I think the capacity is just bad on this ride.
It is. Also, Tokyo, I do really like. I have not been on it at night, but I heard that the lighting package on the ceiling is really good at night.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So. But like I said, there are elements of this that I enjoy, specifically the thematic stuff out front with the the big Astro Blaster at the ship. So definitely the most enthused I have been about something, even though the ride itself is not really anything too special.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I had a big night last night. My number 54 is Mission Space.
Ooh,
because
God.
Fuck Mission Space, am I right?
Right, actually, I'm pretty sure that's their latest episode, and they pretty much just trashed it.
No, I know. I watched it yesterday in my drive. Or listened to it yesterday in my drive. I don't know. It's just nothing. It's just a nothing of a ride. Like even
like I said, it's a solid, intense flat ride. If you're looking for like a pure G-Forces experience, it will give.
But who was looking for a pure G-Forces experience?
Coaster boys.
I'm a coaster boy. Like going to theme parks looking for G's.
No, honestly, like that is a selling point for flat rides for me now, is if I can get hang time or air time on flat rides.
That's okay. I don't know. Like even aside from I
love the Rocco plane, for example, because you can literally just fucking hang that thing there the whole ride.
That's fair. Like even outside of my normal Horizon standing, I just think this is a bad attraction.
It is, yeah.
And the refurb that they gave it, like 5-6 years ago, made it even worse. Like I appreciate that they separated the green and orange even more than just like the actual ride system. Or I'm sorry, the actual program.
The thrills.
Yeah, the programming thrills. But like I don't know, they got rid of what little personality was there.
Gary Sinise
made it. I know, there's no more Gary Sinise.
Literally, the personality that Gary Sinise had in that attraction was that he had no personality.
Yeah.
But that's what made it work, though.
Yeah. And what they have now is just even more of nothing.
Mm-hmm. It's even more bland. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a bad attraction. They should get rid of it for something different, like a Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
Just another one. I would not put it past this.
Neither would I, and I'd fucking hate that, but that'd be really funny.
Rocket Raccoon's test track. Just literally have that whole side of Future World. Just
Journey into Drax's imagination.
Oh God. Living with the land with Groot.
Yeah. Let's see.
JPEG's just like, ooh, these are good ideas. I'm taking.
He's taking notes.
Okay, my number 53. Would you look at that? It's something I don't really have a ton to say about, but this is I actually do think this is my last flat ride. No, besides Dumbo, which is going to be on my next part. My number 53 is going to be the Aster Orbiter.
Okay.
And honestly, the only reason, like, I agree with you as far as the ride component itself is more solid on Dumbo. I do agree. But it's a pain in the ass.
That's very fair.
It is a pain in the ass. Yeah. The capacity on it is absolutely awful. And like just the transition up and down the elevator is a pain.
Yeah.
It's a cool gimmick to do once, but I feel like Dumbo has a lot more staying power as far as like if I am in the mood to do a flat ride. Not only does Dumbo have twice the capacity, it's also got, you don't have to deal with the load and unload of the elevator in addition to the actual flat ride itself. So logistically, like I said, you can notice like a lot of the stuff that I'm breaking and basing some of these earlier ones on are just kind of like little nitpicky logistics type stuff. So that being said, nighttime with the Saturn rings flying around those, it's that is special. That is special.
Yeah, that's a great night ride.
Oh, it is for sure. I would wager to say it's one of the better night rides in Magic Kingdom, just in general.
Probably yeah. No, I don't disagree.
All right, what's your 53?
My 53 is Alien Swirling Saucers.
Yes.
Ass. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really huge into flat rides, but I feel like it's a little bit more fun than the other flat rides they have, and I appreciate the added theming. I don't know if I prefer this over Mater, but as for what it is and where it is, I think it's a really good like ride to round out the land.
For sure.
And it's very effective.
I agree with that, actually. I think it's one of the most effective flat rides in Disney World as far as just being a really solid thing to round out the land.
Yeah.
I actually really think Galaxy's Edge could use an attraction like this.
Yeah, I could see them doing a flat ride.
I could see that. I don't know exactly what they would do with it. Maybe a pod racer or something.
Yeah, you could do something like a.
Although I don't know,
like
I would
workshop
pod racer for a potential like Phase 2 e-ticket, but
yeah. Someday they'll do something.
Okay, number 52.
Yeah.
So do you know how Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin? There's actually like a physical stink in that building.
I have never noticed a physical stink in that building.
It's when you walk in, it reeks of BO in there.
I'd have to go on.
That's one of the reasons why I have Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin at number 52 is because of the stink.
Because it makes you uncomfortable.
It's literally like the opposite of Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like you walk in and it's just like I don't know why. Like it's not in Astro Blasters. But Buzz
more like Buzz Lightyear ass blasters, am I right?
Oh, but Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin, honestly, this is kind of a nothing of a dark ride as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
I do think Astro Blasters is the superior version, although it's not.
I do agree with that. Yeah.
What?
I do agree with that.
Just because, if anything else, because of the way that you can unholster the guns.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. like shooting dark rides have never really been my thing because I feel like it takes away from the immersion of a dark ride. And this is always like the few times I've done it, I've always just felt like I've wasted my time. It's not worth any sort of wait. It's like it's up higher than a lot of the flat rides and stuff like that, just because it is a dark ride. And though there is a smell to the building, unfortunately, it's not intentionally trying to blast you with a skunk smell like Journey into Imagination is. But yeah, it's just nothing, man. Like, what do you think?
I mean, I'll get more into it when we get to it.
Right, but like, how far off am I though from you on it?
No, like, no, you're pretty far off. But I also
Really?
have nostalgia around it because like I grew up with it. So like I like it. I think I prefer the other versions outside of Disney World.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I still think there's some kind of personality that the other versions of the ride don't quite match.
Sure, sure.
They have some cool elements that the other versions don't have, like the speed tunnel. Yeah, I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I don't think it's devoid. I don't think it's a nothing of an attraction.
I think nostalgia is going to play a pretty big role here, honestly.
Oh, absolutely. No, 100%.
Because I didn't even go on Astro Blasters until I was probably a little too old for something like this. You know what
That's
I mean?
fair. Yeah.
So, like, I don't even have nostalgia for the Disneyland version of this, really, let alone this version.
No, that's totally fair. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I think I've been going on this since it opened.
No,
So,
yeah, and that
yeah.
makes a lot of sense. And honestly, there are a few things that are in my like top 20 where personal bias definitely does play into it a little
Oh, of
bit.
course. I mean, that's gonna happen. It's a ranking. Of course, it's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Alrighty. What's your number 52?
My number 52 is this. Might be a hot take. I don't think it is because I think you have it ranked similarly. But I have the Barnstormer.
Yeah, that's just a few spots down.
Yeah, and I have that so low. It's a great ride. It's a fun ride. But I just don't like what they did with it after the big Fantasyland refurb.
I
Um,
agree. I definitely prefer the original Barnstormer theme.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
I like the Great Goofini, but I miss the barn. I miss the added theming. Now it's just kind of a coaster in a field.
right, right.
So it
I
loses
do
a
like to
lot for
fly through the
me.
billboard.
Yeah, the billboard's fun, but it's not the barn.
It's not the barn. You're right.
Because the barn was a lot of fun with all the chickens in it, and
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
yeah, it was a really, really cool element that I wish they kept, and I don't know why they didn't, because it still could have fit in with the circus theme very
Oh, I
easily,
agree. I agree for sure.
especially when they kept the name. But it's whatever. It's
It makes sense.
fine.
I agree with you on there. It makes
It just
not a
yeah,
lot of sense.
it just makes it a lot more boring.
No, I mean I agree with the barn. It would have been something that I feel like I would have made a point to do and not just do if I'm like trying to do an every attraction
Yeah,
challenge or something. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool too, because you would get the queue interaction because the queue went through the barn as well.
Right, right.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds
yeah.
really cool.
I
Yeah.
don't know why I'm hung up on the barn, but
No, honestly,
it
I'm hung up on the barn now. Why did they get
yeah.
rid of the
Yeah,
barn?
it takes a lot away from the actual experience, which is really
Uh-huh.
upsetting.
No,
Um,
I feel you on that.
but I don't have a ton to say past that. It's a fun ride. It's a good kiddie coaster. I think it's the same layout as Gadget's Go Coaster.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I think
but
so
don't
too.
don't quote me on that.
Which I also believe is the same layout as both Flight of the Hippogriff and Woody Woodpecker's Nut House
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Coaster.
just an off-the-shelf
Yeah,
kiddie
it's a
coaster,
very
junior
standard
coaster.
off-the-shelf kiddie coaster, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a fun ride. It just loses a lot by getting rid of that added theming. The theming that they have now is fine. It's fun. I like the theming. I just wish they kept some of the bigger elements like that barn.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right, so to round things off, my number 51, it's an attraction I have always been vocally against, especially when it was at DCA. But
Muppet Vision.
oh god, no. Close. Close as far as genre goes. Um, I honestly think this might be like a top 10 queues in the entire resort. And I really, really wish that the queue and the space were used for something better. But just because of the queue itself, I have to go with it's tough to be a bug.
Oh.
That queue is something else.
That's a great queue.
I love it. And I really, like, honestly, I think they should have a restaurant in there.
I think that's a little too small.
Really?
I think it's like too small of a concept for the tree.
Oh, for the tree.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they could do like a signature restaurant, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be interested to see it.
I think anything but what is currently there, though, because let's face it, nobody really cares about A Bug's Life. It's a perfectly good movie, but it's nobody's favorite Pixar movie.
I like the ride.
What, the show?
Yeah, I like It's Tough to Be a Bug.
I like elements of it. I like the animatronics.
Well, you just don't like the physical elements.
I don't like the physical stuff.
Yeah.
No. And the physical stuff to me is so uncomfortable that it almost makes me not want to do it at all.
Yeah.
Specifically the stingers. I there's something about the stingers to me that is just a huge invasion of privacy as far as I'm concerned.
That's fair.
Like, I know it's not much, but it's just like, I don't know, man. I remember when I was a kid and it happened, it just got, I honestly feel like it's an element of, like, not necessarily childhood trauma per se, because trauma is a strong word, but, I remember it scaring the shit out of me as a kid, and I don't want to go through that again, so.
Yeah.
I don't know, and it has the stink bug, and you kind of know how I feel about, smelly stuff in theme parks.
About that theme park stank.
Yeah. But, I think the theater itself is super cool. Obviously, the Hopper animatronic is really cool and a big highlight. I do think that, honestly, like, I think it is genuinely too intense for kids. But
yeah, no, I don't disagree with that.
But it is low-key, like, alien encounter light for adults when it actually gets into the scary stuff.
Yeah, I guess a little bit. Maybe.
Like, from the spiders on, it is just an assault.
Yeah, no, it is.
So, yeah, again, the queue is magnificent, and I love, like, I feel like the queue is maybe one of the best photo op spots in the entire resort, just as far as getting those really super cool, unique views of the Tree of Life and everything. And that's why this is as high as it is. But I just really wish that something better was in the actual tree.
That's fair. I mean, I do wish there was something bigger in the tree, but personally, I like the ride. I like the show.
Honestly, if they just took out the stuff that was actually intrusive, I would make a point to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I would actually be drawn to it.
Yeah. No, like, I totally get where you're coming from, but I don't entirely agree.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah. My 51. This might be another hot take. I don't know. I don't know. Voyage of the Little Mermaid.
That is a little bit. I always hype up Voyage of the Little Mermaid.
It's a tepid take.
Evan, it has blacklight puppets.
No, I know.
It's puppets.
It's a cool show, but it's such an anomaly. Like,
okay, I'm not gonna lie. That's part of the reason why I like it so much is because
that's fair.
It genuinely feels like it's stuck in the 90s, and
I know. Like, I feel like I walk in and it's 1989 again.
No, I agree. It genuinely feels like something I would have gone to for like my 5th birthday party or something.
Maybe just because I haven't been in it in a while, because I haven't. But
I don't know. It's a little bit of a time capsule for me. I absolutely think it's on borrowed time, but I personally really like it. I mean, it's not going to be in my top 20 or anything, but
number 1, Voyage of the Little Mermaid.
Oh God.
Well, no, especially now. It hasn't been open since the pandemic.
Right.
We're going on 2.5 years since it last performed.
ZK, I think aesthetically it's way better than the Frozen sing-along, honestly.
I agree. Yeah.
Because first of all, the Frozen sing-along, from what I remember, it was kind of in this open air kind of amphitheater sort of theater. And Voyage of the Little Mermaid in a completely darkened theater. Like the video screens aren't just the movie with subtitles on. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, it's a bigger show. And a more effective stage show than Frozen. Where Frozen was it felt very temporary.
I mean, again, I am a hoe when it comes to theatrical puppet work.
Yeah. Famously. Yeah.
Oh god.
But yeah, it's whatever. It's fine. I think a lot of it's because I haven't seen it in so long. But it just, I feel like it's very dated. I feel like
ZK, I see what you're saying with a similar live actors integrated with screen work feel. I see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
I just think the Frozen sing along just is very much kind of like a break the fourth wall. Like, hey kids, we're in a theme park singing Frozen songs. Let's make some goofs.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like, it is played pretty straight.
Yeah. Like it's just wild. Like all the lasers and just everything about it.
Like
should not exist in
I
this
feel
year.
like in the 90s it would have been mind blowing, honestly.
Yeah, I remember liking it when I was a kid. Like I still like it. It's a good show. It's just not the thing I go to MGM for.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
All right.
You're right. I go for Beauty and the Beast.
Oh god. Oh. No. Also, I like how this installment of your list has Beauty and the Beast at the start and this at the end. Nice.
It does, yeah.
I always appreciate that.
yeah, we're bookending.
All right, folks. Well, that will do it for us tonight. We will be back next week. You got anything going on next week?
Next time for top 10 smelliest Disney rides.
We could legitimately do that.
Yeah, we can do it next weekend.
Okay, cool. And we should be having a little bit more to say.
Yeah, it'll definitely start picking up from here on out. Like we said last time, this is just kind of the weird part of the list where it's a lot of smaller rides and rides that are more overwhelmingly negatively received.
But
we're starting to get into the bigger stuff. So stay tuned.
All right, and thanks to Z&K Channel for joining us, and also Theme Park Priest for a very brief cameo.
What are your top 60 to 51 rides?
Oh God! Put
them in the comments.
I know Theme Park Priest actually is ranking along with.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
All right. Have a good night, everyone. See y'all later.
I love you.